And welcome back! Alright, guys. While you were away, nothing happened. I've literally just hit the button again to start recording. I am doing blocks right now. It's mostly just because I have free time finally, and I'm probably going to be busy for a while, so these are going to be a summary, or I'm sorry, a majority. I'm retarded. A majority of these videos are going to be Minecraft for a little while. I do apologize. Battlefield 4 might come up later on in this week. I'm planning on releasing at least 1 to 2 videos a day. If I only release one a day, I do apologize. It's life is busy, and I'm pretty sure many of you can understand. From a student's perspective, shit's tough. Mind you, I'm no longer a student. Still trying to get back into college. I moved out of my parents' place when I was attending college for reasons unknown, because I'm a dumbass. So, just because of that, I am working 2 jobs, so that is the main reason why I'm busy. Sorry if I'm getting too personal for anyone out there. It's, I tend to not have boundaries when talking about stuff. And, oh my god, I am just breaking all the rules that I did. I said I was not going to create a shit hut. I did. I said I wasn't going to create a mine straight off the bat in my house. I did. And I feel like such a goddamn hypocrite. I haven't done this in years, digging a mine in my house. But, whatever. I mean, it's no big deal to me. I don't care. Jeez, that's one thing I've liked about the new one of the updates from a while back is when they started saying that coal will give you experience because oh my god, that was so nice because now you're just like able to, even if you're not a PvP person, you're just like, oh, I can't ever level because I only gather materials for my friends and stuff. Well, guess what? You can get a shit ton of levels because of that now. Like, my girlfriend and I tend to play this a lot, and she and I will be playing Minecraft together when she's back home from school, and while she's there, we'll play on our Minecraft world, which is pretty bad. We're pretty bad in our Minecraft world on there. On servers, we like to get big, mostly because we like to show off. I will admit it, we are definitely show-offy bastards. But last time, I remember we built a server, and we decided, hey, I have an idea. Let's build a giant fucking wall. So we did. We built a giant wall around the entire spawn, and people would have to, like, leave the giant wall to go settle out in the world, and they thought it was great because we offered protection in that wall. It was kind of very much like a, how can I put this, Helm's Deep moment, except there's no war. Anyways, no, yeah, it was tons of fun, and I really miss going on servers with other people. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. Might start up soon again. If anyone would like to play with me, they are more than welcome to add me on, or PM me rather, I should say, on the channel, and I will definitely tell you whether or not I'd be down for that. More than likely, the answer will be yes. Oh, zombie flesh. Because just straight up, I am very much akin to playing with other people, no matter who you are. Just, I like playing with other people, and it's just my thing. Oh, got a little hat. It's just, I don't know. I've always been more akin to being... I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot of the same shit. I'm rambling. Sorry, guys. I've been super into, like, playing with people as allies rather than enemies ever since I was a little kid, and my friends never understood it, I never understood it, and it turns out that I wasn't really much of a, I wasn't the kind of person to want to fight against my friends just for sakes of not wanting to fight against them. And after a while, I started becoming more more accustomed to wanting to fight my friends in video games because sometimes you're going to have that one cocky friend who just needs to get smacked the fuck down. But that's a terrible example of my personality. But no, you have a lot of different people in the world who, like me, I've only met like one other person who was just like, yeah, no, we're gonna play video games together, but we're not going to um, be fighting against each other. And I asked him why, and he just said he's not that kind of guy. He said, especially mostly because I think we were playing Age of Empires 2 back in the day, and he was militaristic, and he used to fight on the resource setting where they gave you like a shit ton of resources right off the bat. And he was saying how once those dried up, he was screwed because he'd never really built up citizens or anything like that. While I, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. I was the guy you wanted on your team because I would build nothing but farms and go out resource gathering and just go absolutely fucking nuts. Fucking creeper. Fucking creeper! Okay. Well, great start. Great start, Nash. Alright. And yes, I do not care about my name being said. It's a very interesting name. You're probably not going to care, but that's my name. So there you go. Nash. There you go, guys. You can call me by Frosty or Nash. Don't care. Either way. Whichever one you guys prefer. But either way, I've had tons of nicknames with that name. Oh my god. The list is pretty long considering, because it rhymes with almost everything. You know, with an A and an S, really, you can do. I'm sorry, I'm rambling right now. I'm still very much new to this, guys. I had friends who, would just sit there and we'd come up with little names that bullies would come up with just for each other because, we might as well come up with it so that way, when they did, it's just like, yeah, no, we discovered that name, like, God, years ago, and it worked. It really did work. If you ever have a problem with bullies and they are not listening to you, this is for all the younger viewers out there who maybe you're still in high school even, or hell, if you're in college and you're still getting bullied, then shit, you need to kick some ass. I'm sorry, but I'm a total nerd. I am much more a pacifist than I am a fighter, and I will admit that. I am not very much like the kind of person who's, like, oh, I'm just going to go fight somebody, because that's not my personality. My personality was very much, be friends with everyone. There's no reason to hate everyone, unless they're dicks. And that's just the number one rule is be nice to me and I'll be nice to you, and if you're not, then I will, just you're no longer on my list of people to talk to, and if you try and cause a problem, then, you're on my kill list, which doesn't mean I'm going to kill you. It's just, anyone who tries to talk to you, I will tell them exactly who you are. I will tell them everything about you. Your secrets will not be hidden from the world, basically, because, and if anyone asks me about you, I will be bluntly honest. And that's just how I survived different people like that in my life. And it sucks, because, sometimes shit goes down and you lose a lot of friends, but trust me, guys, it's much more worth it to get rid of those people in your life, because they'll go off and do their thing, you'll go off and do your thing, and in 5 years, hell, even the next like few months, it won't even matter anymore. And oh my god, this is such a shit house. This is so gross looking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an art student, so that in case you guys are wondering as to why I'm just sort of cringing at my own designs here, I just, no matter what, this game is very much, it's a lot harder to sort of go exactly for what you want, and you can't always, like, design everything exactly the way you want it, and it's very disappointing when you're just sort of sitting there like, well, alright, guess what? I have no idea how to design this because it's so weirdly shaped and so on and so forth. But, and yes, I'm doing this for a reason. I usually have, if I ever do a shit house like this, it's usually because it won't last very long, or it'll be like sort of a small base that will later on be expanded. Oh, wow, that was perfect. Wow, that's a first, actually. Holy shit. Oh, I need my axe. Whoopsies. I'm dumb. But no, yeah, oh god, I'm so sorry, guys. I have, like, the worst memory ever. I suffer from or not suffer, it's not a bad thing. I'm living with ADHD, and, it's really weird to deal with. I've had ADHD since I was since as long as I can remember, and that's a long while. Um, my parents found out that I had ADHD, and this was still in a time where people were very much unaware of to as of how the hell to treat ADHD, how to act with ADHD, and still a lot of people don't know how. And this is to anyone out there who has ADHD. Um, don't be afraid of it. Don't be mad at yourself because you have ADHD. ADHD this is how I looked at it is I had to do some essays and some writing theses back on when I was in college about how to turn what's considered a mental illness into a positive. And this I took very much to heart because ADHD and depression have always been very close to me in my life, and it's never anything that you should treat negatively. It's something that you, as a person, yourself, should look within yourself. And I know this sounds really dumb and cheesy and one-liner like, but or not one-liner, just yeah, I guess one-liner like. You just gotta look inside yourself and sort of realize who you are as a person and why you do the things you do. And the people saying that, oh, my mind just does that and there's no control over it, that is BS. You may have very little control over your mind, but ultimately you do have control, and it's just a matter of knowing yourself enough and actually dissecting yourself as a human being of, well, I have ADHD or I have OCD and these are my triggers and this is what I do and this is how I act. And trust me, knowing that stuff is going to help way more in the long run. Like for me, I have ADHD, so I had to learn about ADHD and I studied it and I looked at multiple cases as to how people act and how people react and how people sort of respond to ADHD. And it's way different than you'd expect. People are way open about this online too, and mind you, I was very lucky to find a site all about ADHD. And it was very nice to know that other people out there were, asking questions and sort of wanting to know more about ADHD, because I've came across people who thought ADHD meant you were this person who, very much like the old movies where if you talk to someone with ADHD, they were just like, how do I describe this? Like they talked so much and so fast and were jumping all over the walls and just going crazy that it scared people. And I think that's a stereotype that should probably die. And it's true that some kids will be like that. But hey, here's the thing. They're also kids. You can't really expect a kid to be calm all the time because, fuck, I mean, even if you didn't have ADHD as a kid, can you honest to God say you were the calmest person ever? Because I definitely know so many people who cannot say with with a straight face, say, yeah, no, I was totally calm in my childhood. And that's one thing that was strange about me is that I was one of the few children that my doctor had ever seen with ADHD who was very much the opposite of what they anticipated. I'm an idiot right there. I went under some, just some analysis of how I acted, just because my parents wanted to make sure that I was safe and that I wasn't going to do anything stupid or anything like that, and I totally agree with what they did. It's very much something that should happen, because if you have a disorder like that, you should probably, have yourself looked at by a doctor and have them evaluate whether or not you are safe or, whether or not you're a danger to yourself, because that can happen where some people are, just depressed, and if you're depressed and you have mental issues, then yeah, it's gonna be a hard time for anyone. But mind you, mental disorders should not be considered, as not real, because there's many people on the internet who will say that because you can't see it, it's not real, or because you have depression, you should just get over it. How I describe all these different disorders is you as a person who, if you don't have it, will never know what it's like for someone with a mental disorder. You will never understand it unless you live it firsthand. Mind you, some people have anxiety disorders where they can hear voices screaming at them in their head because they're so freaked out, and it's like a mild schizophrenia, and it's very scary. And there are some people who have depression who still also have like a mild schizophrenia where they are so upset that they can't help but tell themselves horrible things about themselves. And with people with, OCD, they get upset because people around them are treating OCD as if you are just some sort of freak. And to me, that is just the most harmful poison that you could give someone, is making them think that they are a freak. None of us are normal in this world, and Lord knows that we are not all perfect human beings. Many of us have different genetic defects, different things in our brains that are way different than anybody else. And that's fine. That is fine to be who you are. And just because you have this sort of, mental disability or handicap or anything like that does not mean you're a weirdo or a freak. It means you're special. And I hate to say that as a person who's just like, you're a special person. Mind you all, I do voices quite a bit. Because as a kid, I hated hearing that. As a kid, I hated hearing, well, no, you're just very special, because it was treated as like they were trying to comfort me. And for me, I didn't care. I knew I was different. I knew I was weird, and I didn't care. And I wasn't weird because of the fact that I had ADHD. I was weird because I chose to be weird. I liked to have my personality be free, and mind you, most artists will let their personality and their thoughts be heard and be free. So, you're a fucking slime. You're a big slime. I've never seen slimes that are huge. But no, that's the thing, is that I was told that a couple times, and I told people to never say it. And here's the main reason why. If you say that someone's special in a condescending way, or in a way that you feel like you're just going to try and help cheer them up, and not actually 100% mean that they are a special human being because of who they are, then you're already failing. And I know it's really weird to understand how people work sometimes, but anyone with a mental disability or anything like that should not be treated as if you're special, but moreover that they are definitely a special and unique human being. Like, there is no you, there is no other you, there is nobody better at being you, and, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get my ass kicked by a fucking skeleton. Okay. Bessie, get in the house! Bessie, get in the house! No! Bessie! No! Okay. Sorry, Bessie. No, you get your ass back here. There we go. And there are people in the world who, are definitely, in need of help, who have a mental disorder. And that's totally normal. It's totally fine. You can't control your brain as much as you'd like. There is a way to understand yourself and help yourself through a mental disorder, and that's totally a good thing to have on your belt as a skill set. If you are someone like me with a mental handicap, don't treat it as a handicap. Treat it as something special that, mind you, sometimes you can't control. But knowing that you are this person is definitely a huge plus. Because if you can learn about this, like say you're OCD and say you want to be a painter, well, here's the thing. You now know that you are OCD and you want to be a painter, or maybe a writer. You should have a friend, if you're a writer maybe, and ask them, to review your paper or your essay or even a book you want to write, and just ask them, how do you feel about this? And give yourself allotted time for every chapter or every page that you write. And just sort of say, okay, I'm going to have to stop. You really have to just say, okay, there will be time to perfect this, and it is not right now, or anything like that. Or say, you have OCD and you are just that person that, certain things have to be a certain way, which is fine. That's totally fine to have some things a certain way. Just, if you have friends who. Oh, well, alright. I died. Well, guys, I think this is a good time to call it quits for right now. I will be recording the next episode as soon as this ends, so I will see you in just a second. Have a good day, guys. Bye.